Hello, my name is Annie Ranavera, and welcome to my presentation regarding the analysis of the research in the area of technology in ESL and EFL settings. So for this presentation, I looked at these journals in the Education Research Complete database, and I searched the years 2013 through 2014. And I scanned all the abstracts for relevant information regarding technology in the classroom. So these are the journals that have the most number of relevant articles, especially the Computer Assisted Language Learning and Teaching Journal and the Language Learning and Technology Journal. So these are some big words that came up in the research, and I thought that they would be useful for us to go over, since a lot of them I did not know myself before doing this research. So digital literacy is kind of self-explanatory. It describes a person's competence level in using technology. CALL is an acronym for Computer Assisted Language Learning. MAL is an acronym for Mobile Assisted Language Learning, using cell phones in the classroom. OER is Open Educational Resources. So that's an internet resource where teachers can share lesson plans and ideas. IELTS is Internet Assisted Language Learning, so just using internet as a resource in the classroom. The interactive whiteboard is similar to what we have at PSU. It's the use of a whiteboard, a projector, and a computer with access to the internet. Blended learning is a concept where technology is kind of woven into the curricula. So we're getting not only paper-based and textbook-based, but also internet and other technologies woven into the classroom. MOOCs are free, massively open online courses. BYOD stands for Bring Your Own Device. And an animated pedagogical agent is basically a cartoon that helps kids primarily learn more about language. So out of the 50 plus abstracts that I read, there were a lot of benefits that popped up to using technology in the classroom. So these are the things that really show the upside to implementing technology in the classroom. We see that it promotes autonomous learning. Tasks need to be done alone a lot of the times when using technology, so people become a little more independent in their learning. It's motivating for students because they use technology in their personal lives, so using it in the classroom is fun for them. Learners also perceive technology as a useful tool in the classroom, studies have shown. Also, technology can help promote critical thinking, especially when doing website designs. Higher order thinking is involved in that process. Learners are also given the opportunity to work collaboratively, especially in writing assignments on wikis, for example. And the tasks using technology are often meaningful and real-life task-based. So students are really getting a full experience. And also, technology can help promote cultural understanding just because of the wide access that technology allows students to have access to. So also, when scanning all the abstracts, I found a lot of useful tools for teachers. We see a change in the teaching field with so much access to technology these days, and here are some of the tools mentioned in the articles. So ones that we're not so familiar with, I'll explain. PBWorks is an online collaborative learning and file sharing website. Moodle here is a course management system. Ning is a platform where you can launch your own social network. And then we have Ezercise, which is a speed reading program online. And VoiceThread VoiceThread is an interactive collaborative sharing tool where you can upload images, docs, and videos, and students can make comments on them together. And Mango Conversations is kind of like a Rosetta Stone program that helps increase fluency and grammar in a kind of application, mobile application program. And finally, Brainshark is a site that has free podcasts and narrated slideshows. So we can't address all the good about technology without addressing the bad. So here are the major negative themes that came up in the research. One of the most important ones was the limited access. Not all students have the money or the access to gain the internet or smartphones or laptops or whatever. Also, some teachers are actually resistant because of personal preference and they don't want to implement technology into the classroom. They see it as kind of a waste of time, or, for example, they don't like social networking themselves, and so they don't really encourage it in their classrooms. Affordability has already been touched on. Also, teachers have a hard time determining what is too much and what is too little, so it's hard to find the right balance in the classroom. Also, synchronous tools like Skype are really logistically difficult to use. For example, if you're trying to communicate with other students in Europe, just the time zone difference here out on the West Coast can be difficult. So out of all the abstracts I scanned, I chose this article to read because it was short, but also really interesting because it was interviewing students in a TESOL master program. And I thought it would benefit us to learn how another cohort reacts to implementation of technology in the classroom. So this is kind of a short summary of the article entitled Use of Technology in an Adult Intensive English Program, Benefits and Challenges. So the study itself was an exploratory study in design. I believe that the two researchers were actually students, just like we are in a master's program. Their data collection was using a questionnaire and online survey. They just used Google Forms, and they also followed up the questionnaire with a follow-up questionnaire. So the data analysis was simply used by calculating percentages on Excel, and they also did their coding of the questionnaires on online documents. So the actual instrument consisted of 5 multiple choice questions and 5 open-ended questions, and the participants they looked at were 39 other MA TESOL students who were teaching 3 days a week at an IEP at Columbia University. So after the researchers analyzed the data, they found that 70% of the student teachers reported that they were proficient in using technology like YouTube or social media, for example, but actually only 30% of them were implementing those skills into the classroom, so that was a huge gap. So the problem was that the technology in the master's program was prevalent and their instructors were teaching them how to use it, but they weren't using their new knowledge in the classroom for some reason. So what the researchers decided was that technology needed to be integrated more heavily into the curriculum so that future teachers would know how to use it, that they would need access to a mentor who was highly equipped with the right skills needed, and they also thought that making technology mandatory and, for example, having to make an e-portfolio should be required for all students, so that by using it so much in their program, they would be able to implement it more in the classroom themselves and feel more comfortable doing so. So the major benefits that the article cited was that more experienced teachers are actually more comfortable using technology because lesson plan design isn't as big a problem for them as it is for novice teachers. Also, technology gives more flexibility in the classroom for teachers. For example, instead of trying to define what a pine cone is, they can just Google image search a pine cone. So it kind of saves time. They cited that it's very engaging for students, that they enjoy using technology, and it's the opportunity to integrate authentic materials into the classroom. Some major challenges were that novice teachers feel it's too time consuming to implement technology in their lesson plans. Some teachers have a personal dislike for social networking and don't see implementation as worthwhile. And also, beginning students often lack literacy skills in computers and often lack access. Also, that it doesn't take the place of face-to-face communication. So in sum, from reading the one article in more detail and scanning over 50 abstracts, basically what I've come to conclude is that even though we are proficient users in technology, we are really reluctant to use it in the classroom, and we need to figure out ways to not be so afraid. Also, teacher training programs need to implement more technology into the curriculum, which I believe we are doing so in PSU really nicely, actually. And also, the access to technology and digital literacy can be problematic because it's really not easy for everyone to afford these technologies. So that's it. Thank you for watching.